1942 was released for the Nintendo Entertainment System in November of 1986. Developed by Macronix and published by Capcom, this game is a port of Capcom's original arcade title 1942, that was released in 1984. This game, along with 3 others, are the first 3 games that were published by Capcom on the NES. Despite being published and developed by Japanese companies, the goal of the game was to reach Tokyo and destroy the Japanese air fleet in World War II. 1942 features shoot-'em-up gameplay, and thanks to this, it's the first shoot-'em-up title released on the NES. The game is fairly basic compared to more modern shmups on the console. For the most part, you're flying over the ocean, shooting at other airplanes. Occasionally a POW power-up will appear, which will upgrade your ship by giving you better firepower or adding additional ships to fly around you. The game starts out fairly easy and ramps up in difficulty as you progress through its 32 stages. The unfortunate part of this game is there really isn't much variance between the levels, and they begin to feel like they drag on after the first few. The game's background is all water for the first few levels, and when you eventually do fly over land, it also repeats from level to level. Every few levels, the game has a boss fight, which is a massive ship that has much more erratic bullet patterns than any other ship in the game. 1942 has basic graphics that are really repetitive and boring. The game's music is even worse, with some white noise clicks and random beeping sounds. The game was supposed to resemble an SOS sound, but it fails miserably in attempting to do this. When I first started playing, I couldn't tell if it was the game's sound effects, music, or just some random beeping. Basically, it turned out to be all 3. Overall, 1942 is an interesting title as it's the oldest shoot-'em-up on the NES, but that's about where any interest should end. The game is incredibly boring, and after a few minutes it lacks enough variation in the levels to keep it interesting. The game could be worth checking out for its status as the first shmup on the NES, but beyond that, it's a totally passable title. NES Chronology is a Patreon-supported show, and would not be possible without the support of its patrons. If you'd like to support the show and receive some perks, click the logo and give what you can.